Another way that Oklahoma likes to get their running backs into space, and it's a simple RPO, is they run this back to a shoot. He blocks number one, he blocks number two. The line will take care of 4 down plus the mic. Quarterback will read that backer right there. If he steps into the box, he's going to pull it and get the ball in the space for his running back, possibly run as well. But if not, he's going to hand it, and they're going to be 5-on-5 in the box. Right here, we'll play it, and we'll see what takes place. He steps into the box, he pulls it, he flips out there in space. They also get lucky. They get the outside backer firing, and they roll a safety down to cover 3. So right here, he doesn't really peel with that back going to the flats either. So again, he pulls it, gets into the space, and an explosive play for those guys. This is the same play, Oklahoma running it, but they're running to the left side against Kansas State. And right here you can see the Will backer steps into the box right there, so he pulls it, and he's able to flip it out there into space. Not a huge play. Tight end doesn't really do a great job working outside shoulder, letting him circle the defense, but still getting those guys in space, making them run, and it can wear out defense. It can. You never know what can happen when you get a really good football player out there in space. He could break an arm tackle, and he could turn into a big play, but not really executed really well that play. But again, getting the ball in space, and it's 5 yards. I know everybody knows that whenever you run RPOs and things like that, where there's screens involved, they're going to have a stock and go, or stutter and go on some of those backers. This is what Oklahoma's version of that for this play is. They end up stuttering this outside, or the slot receiver on the outside backer right there. They put their fast receiver back in the backfield to kind of make people really think that the ball's going there. He stutters on that outside backer with the tight end, and he goes vertical right there into the seam. Good ball on his face mask, allows him to make somebody miss and get to the end zone. But right there we can see it one more time. We're getting that same action with the backs running that shoot right there. Not nearly the fake that you normally get. He doesn't put on his back hip at all. He kind of just sticks it out there and pokes it, and then he ends up putting it right on his face mask for an explosive play and touchdown. A play that Lincoln Riley and Oklahoma have made popular is this little, what I call a freeze option. They tag basically any run front side right there. It looks like they're running inside zone to the right. They have the running back fake one step, get somewhat of a pocket right there to try to get this end to squeeze down a little bit. Quarterback's getting that ball on his back hip like he's about to ride the running back, and right there they run that speed option out the backside. Just another way to try to get those guys in space, slow those guys down for their normal runs, which would be inside zone and GT counter. Right there, slowing those guys down with just a little bit of a fake, getting that ball on the edge on short yardage. A lot of times in 10 personnel and other things like that, and when you're going to an open side, the little speed option can kind of slow those guys down a little bit and create a different dynamic for your run game, but we'll look at it a little bit more here. Oklahoma likes to go to this speed option, freeze option, short yardage, goal line. Right here is 4th and 1, and you can see that this manned up out here. We have 7-man box, but there's really only one guy in that C gap. Everybody else is going to crash hard. They're running inside zone to the left, going to step freeze, going to put the ball on his back hip like they're running inside zone that direction, possibly running out that way with one guy, but now they end up with 2 guys, 2-on-1 on that guy. But we'll play and see what happens. Right there, freeze, not much of a freeze, just a little bit. Running back takes one jab, doesn't really show a pocket at all, but they know they're going to go pretty quickly. Probably could have made him commit a little bit more that end, but right there, he knows there's a lot of space out there. Give it to your guy, gives it to him right there in his chest where he can run, and he's not going to have to slow down at all to catch it. So right there, a good pitch. Now he's able to outrun that guy and create an explosive play. Adds another dynamic, short yardage when you're in 10 personnel. Here they are running this freeze option again, short yardage, goal line. Everybody's excited, trying to get in their gaps. Right there, they get a pretty good fake right there. Big pocket. Quarterback gets it on his back hip. Now they're running a speed option right there. 2-on-1 on the end, man coverage outside, and they're doing a good job blocking. Probably not the best pitch relationship anybody's ever seen, but they're able to still flip it out there, outrun that guy and get into the end zone. I'm just going to put this one clip in here. We run this a little bit, especially teams that run a lot of GT and they're seeing 4 fronts. A lot of times when you see a 4 front and you're running GT, they're going to squeeze hard, make everything spill to the outside. A lot of times we'll just base those guys, just a one-word tag, so we can base those guys right here. Still first down on the backside. Now they're going to base that 3, they're going to base that 5. Hopefully we can widen those guys out. He's going to pull for first linebacker in the box. Now he's going to pull for second linebacker in the box. Still reading backside in. A lot of times they just kind of mess with their reads just a little bit. Sometimes you can create a pretty big gap. Right there they pull both those guys through the middle, and they're able to get their back through there on a pretty explosive play against Oklahoma State. And right here we can see the end zone view. Again, you can see big gap right there. You got three technique three technique is probably a big gap player. Then you got a C gap player, and they're widening right there. Center does a good job of not letting that guy spin back. But right there they fold in. We got two guys in the same gap. The fullback going opposite held that backside linebacker for a little bit, made him step up towards that fullback, and then right there they're creating explosive play. And all they had was they just based those guys instead of just running normal GT, which is an easy tag, easy enough for those guys to learn because I'm sure they run those same blocks and a lot of different things. You just have to tag it on there every now and then just to try to keep that defense honest.